What's good, YouTube? It's NewRush, and today we're gonna go over everything about crystals. All right. So the first couple things I'm gonna talk about is how to get crystals, how to spend your crystals, and what you should not spend your crystals on. So if you're a newer player to this game, crystals are a type of currency in the game. You've got your energy, which you need in order to play the game. You've got your arena wings to do some arena. Then you've got your mana, which you need to, buy stuff and upgrade. Then you've got your crystals, which are kind of like the gold of the game. They're very hard to get, but you can use them to do a lot of different things. All right. So let's go over a couple of ways on how to actually grab crystals in this game. Now, as I said before, crystals are a very scarce resource. They are not easy to get unless you're willing to dish out lots of money and pay for stuff. So pretty much with every pack you get, you'll get some mana, and you'll always get some crystals pretty much with every pack. Alright, so this pack here, hella expensive, and it gives you 750 crystals. Now, this is a interesting pack because it gives you Devilmons, which is quite enticing because Devilmons they're just so hard to get in the game. In my last video, you guys already know how important Devilmons are. But pretty much, if you want to pay, great. You shouldn't have a problem with crystals. It's not a big problem. You spend them pretty much with however you want, as long as you're willing to dish out the cash. But let's say, for instance, you're free to play, or you don't have a lot of cash to dish out. Well, it's, how are you going to get crystals? How do you get crystals? Well, let's start from the beginning. If you're a beginning early game player, you can actually get crystals in these couple ways. Alright, so the first thing is doing your daily missions. So when you go to challenge here and you go to your daily missions, you've got a couple things to do here. It tells you do all these things and you'll get these things. You can collect them. You can do them every day. So every day you can collect a total of 10 crystals. Now that doesn't seem like a lot, but trust me, it will add up. This game gives you not as much crystals as it does energy or mana, so it doesn't seem as much in comparison, but trust me, 10 is a good amount. Get it done. And not only that, you get other stuff. Like you get mana, you get extra wings, you get energy. It's worth doing, so finish that up and you guys get 10 extra crystals. The next thing is to do these challenges here. So not all the challenges will do them, but for instance, if you go to Giants and you're able to clear some of this here, this one here will give you 300 crystals. 300's a lot compared to the 10. It's a pretty big chunk. So if you guys can clear that as well and everything else, it'll give you everything. This is actually probably one of the best things Comto has put into the game for early game players because it gives you Devilmon crystals, summoning stones, legendary light and dark. When it came out, it was amazing. Everybody was just going ham. They were like, what is this? This is mind blasting stuff. It's amazing. Capitalize on it as soon as you guys can, alright? The next thing is doing achievement. Now, I finished this here, but if you go to a scenario and you finish everything, every time you finish it, you get, I'm not sure exactly how many crystals, but you do get crystals for finishing it. Also, for dungeons as well, I finished this Rainbow Garden, but all these ones as well. When you finish it, you'll get crystals plus extra rewards as well. So if you clear, I believe you get 5 each time you clear it for the first time. So gradually make your way, clear them, and then you'll slowly get more and more crystals. Let's see here. Now, the other thing is just in general farming. You go into dungeons, you go into scenario, whatever you're doing. Once in a while, a crystal or two will, drop for you. Now, it's not a lot, but if you're farming monsters, like before I was farming Phaemon, and I was doing this, I'll get a couple random energy drops, and here and there I'll get 1 or 2 crystals, and it, slowly will add up, and maybe you'll get 30 crystals in a day, maybe less. But, you'll get a couple crystals here and there just for doing your daily stuff, alright? Now, what's another way? Alright, the other way to do it is a kind of an annoying thing which a lot of people actually skip on doing, and like I said, if you're free to play, this is like crystals are a scarce resource, so this is the best way to get it, and also you kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and that's doing your arena rivals. So if you go to rivals here, you can see I haven't done one of mine yet, but I keep everyone else clear. Why? Because you get crystals, you get 2 for these guys, and then 3 for the last 2, but you also get glory points. So for doing your arena, you get crystals, you get glory points, and not only that, you also get to if you clear your wings, you get to clear some of your missions, and then you get like crystal. Sorry, not your crystals. You get like mana and like energy and all that kind of stuff. So like, it helps out there. And not only that, like getting your glory points is really great because then you can buy that amazing Devilmon in your shop that we talked about. All right, so that's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Amaze balls. All right, okay. Let's see. What's another one? Oh yeah. Now, this one here is a little bit not necessarily controversial, but some people don't agree, but most people do, and that's getting these 2 right here: the Crystal Giant and the Dragon. You get the Crystal Giant in your shop when you go to your buildings. Right here, I believe it costs 300, and so does the Dragon over here. It's over here. There we go. So it costs sorry, I think he costs 500. I'm not too certain, but he also does require some other stuff, so he's kind of like a later game you can get him. But you want to get these. Now, they produce crystals quite slowly. This one is, let's see, 1 every 8 hours, and I believe this one's 1 every 10. 1 every 8 as well. So these ones are 1 every 8. This one must be, yeah, this is 1 every 10. So it's not a lot. I believe the Crystal Giant pays back. I think it's like 3 months or so. I know you might be like, 1 crystal, I've got to spend all these crystals to get it. What a waste, guys. If you're going to be planning on playing this game long term, especially if you're free to play, worth spending crystals on those 2 resources. All right, trust me, it's definitely worth it. It may pay off slowly, but you know, a year down the road, it would have paid itself off and some. And if you're, like I said, if you're free to play, it stacks up. So with all these things in combination, doing scenario, arena, doing all this kind of stuff, it will add up, and you will get the crystals you need in order to do what you need to do with them later on. All right, and now the last and final way of getting them, which is probably the best way of getting it, kind of like if you're in the mid-game, higher-end game player, is doing your TOA, Trial of Ascension. Now, it resets every month, and if you guys don't know, if you go to the reward section here, it gives you crystals every 5 stages. Now it changes in intervals, so the higher you go, the more every 5 stages will give you. But once you get to stage 40, it'll give you a chunk of 100, and then once you get to 80, it gives you 300. Now that's TOA hard and normal. I've already done normal, but hard gives you those exact same rewards. What does that mean? Well, if you could technically clear normal and hard, you get 100, 100, 300, 300, so that's 800 plus the stages in between. That's a lot of freaking crystals, guys. Like, early on, yeah, you guys might not be able to clear normal or hard, but just work on it. That's why it's always worth building a TOA team, a strong TOA team, because if you can clear it, you get all these extra resources, because you also get other stuff too, like you get crystals, stones every stage, you energy, scrolls, mystical, Devilmon. Like, guys, this is like bank stuff you guys got to get. All right, stuff is so important for the game. Okay, now that's how to get crystals. Now, how do you spend crystals? Like, what should you buy? Okay, so I'm gonna go from pretty much early game to higher end game and what you guys should spend in between. So early game, you're gonna need to actually buy a lot of stuff for progressing into the game that you don't have to buy, but you probably should buy in order to help you later on. So the first thing I want to talk about is buying that Crystal Dragon and Crystal Giant. Again, it costs a lot of crystals, but you should be saving up to buy those. The other thing is opening slots in the shop. Now, when you first start, you're not going to have every slot open, but you need to use mana and you need to use crystals in order to open it. Now, you might be like, why should I open it? It's costing me resources early game. It's hard to get this stuff. Well, it's because in the shop, you can get other stuff like mystical scrolls, LD pieces, legendary pieces, what's it called? Really good runes, which actually you probably will get 1, maybe 2 good runes a month to 2 months in the shop. So it helps you cut down on the farming. And you can get summoning stone pieces. So it pays off in the long run. So definitely open up those slots, okay? The next thing is, if you're early game, you should buy it. You should save up for some premium packs. So when you go to the shop here, and you go to special, This premium pack will give you 11 mysticals, some mana, and one of each attribute for angel mons for wind, water, and fire. Now, why do I say you should buy a couple? Well, a lot of people are like, get a couple, you get some nat 4s that are good, and it'll help you progress the game. Actually, that is true. Like, if you get lucky and you pop a nat 4 or even a nat 5 that can progress you in the game, great. Like, you're doing great. But let's say you get 0 lightning and you've bought 2 or 3 premium packs. Well, in the time that you've done that, you've probably popped a couple of good nat 3s you could use. So a couple of them is like Mav, the Wind Penguin, or Megan, like I've talked about, the Water Mystical Witch. Let's see, what are another few? Spectra's good. If you can, because not all nat 3s are farmable, right? There are a lot. Like, there's also secret dungeons you can do to get all this kind of stuff, but there are some good nat 3s that you can get, and also skill ups for your nat 3s, right? So even if you don't get anything good, like getting a couple premium packs early on will pay off in the long run because it'll help you progress. And if you get lucky and get some good nat 4s, they'll have their place in your team and help you progress faster. Okay. Then after that, when you're kind of in the higher level, you should save up those crystals for energy refreshers. Now, you've probably heard this term from higher end players, or pretty much if you ask anybody in chat or Reddit, they'll be like, yeah, spend on crystals, or spend it on energy because you need to refresh to do runs. That is true for later on in the game. Now, I'm at the stage of the game where I need as many runs of dragons and necropolis and raids, so I need a lot of energy, so I save my crystals for doing that. But early on, buy those premium packs, get some monsters, core monsters that you need, and then once you've got a couple level, max level monsters, and you can do like B10 and things like that, that's when you want to save up for refreshes, and not right away. So when you go to the shop or when you run out, it'll say, would you like to refill? You want to do these energy refills, all right? It's 30, okay? But it will pay off if you've maxed out your energy here to 90. All right. So now I've talked about that. The last thing you can spend it on, actually, there's 2 more things. The one other thing is recharging your wings. So, Jesus, work. All right. Now, when you refresh your wings, it's the same, but you only get 10. I don't recommend doing this for early game at all. But if you're doing Arena Rush, like on Sunday, which is pretty much before it resets and it tallies it up, gives you the rewards, I refresh. I think it's worth it if you want to hit that next one, like C1, C2, C3, and up, because you get crystals. You get a lot of crystals. You get like a little light and dark monster. It's really nice to have. So that's the only time I recommend it. If you're early game, do not spend it on it. And the last thing is shop refreshes. Now the shop, once you open it, has a little chest at the top. You can click on it and it'll open up and it'll have all of this. Now, not every time you open it will you have something good you want to buy, but for 3 you can refresh this list. So I'm just gonna refresh it just for you guys, and then it'll just refresh the shop. Now you can see I don't have anything good in here for me to grab, but sometimes there is. And early game, don't spend it on the refresh, but later in the game, once you've collected a lot and you've banked a lot, you can refresh a couple times here and there just to get some energy, or sorry, not energy, some runes or some scrolls if you want to get lucky. All right, but this is something kind of like you leave it to last. Don't spend it right away on it, but it is worth it here and there for 3 crystals sometimes. All right, now I talked about how to get crystals, how to spend your crystals. What do you don't spend it on? Like, what are your, like, guys, like, there's still other stuff I can buy with crystals. What do I not spend on? All right. First thing is, never ever spend it on this Temple of Wish. All right. It's 20, I believe. Yeah, it's 20. And you might be like, oh, look at that. I can hit a mystical scroll. I can hit this cool monster thing. I can hit the rune. It's really cool. I can hit 150 and make it back plus some. Guys, if you guys don't know, the rates were given out for this, and like 90% of the time you guys are gonna land on energy, 10,000 mana. All right, so or the 5 wings. So don't do it. It's tempting. Don't do it at all. Next thing is crystal summons. If you go to your summoning circle, you can summon. Don't do it on crystal summons, guys. 75 is a lot for one summon. Don't do it. It's just a waste. It's a That's 2 free refills of energy. Just don't do it. You might, like, in that time of the refills, you might get like 1 or 2 mystical scrolls, so it pays off way better while you're doing like your dungeon runs. Okay, so just don't do it. Don't do it at all. Let's see here. Oh yeah, when you pop an Nat 4 or a Nat 5, it says, do you want to buy its essences? You can also buy it here in the cash shop, I believe, or is it special? Special. Guys, don't buy it. Like, it'll pop up over here, like on the side, right over here. Don't buy it. It's a waste. Just farm it when you need to, and keep extra in stock, like I said in my tips and tricks video, so that you don't have to worry about those issues. All right. Experience. When you go to your buildings, these experience ones, guys, don't buy it. Like, you might think, like, I can put my monsters there, they'll gain experience faster, I can kill a couple of birds. It takes like a million years to like level up those monsters. Don't do it. Just farm them in scenario with your double EXP. You'll get there a lot faster. Okay, so I went over that. I went over the, some of the ways you can get the crystals, how to spend it, and when you shouldn't spend it on. Now, keep in mind, you guys can do whatever you would like with those crystals. It's not up, like, you know, I'm not saying whether or not you should or shouldn't, but, well, actually I am. Okay, just don't spend it on this stuff I told you. It's a whole waste. Just do what I told you to do, and you will be good to go. All right, so I know this video is a little long, but hope you guys liked the video. Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to like this video. Also, for more videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I'll have it somewhere on the video here, and I'll have a link to my previous video right here down below. All right, but besides that, we will see you guys next video. Peace out.